Hello, hello. Hi, Amel. Nice having you here. We are starting the second Gen Attitude. We are going to talk right now with Amel Ben Ali from Tunis, who is going to tell us a little bit about her country, but also about the ecosystem. And today we have the subject, how do we build resilience? Hi, Amel. Nice having you here.
Thank you, Alicia, for this invitation. And I mean, it's really amazing, like how technology has now allowed us to connect with Moldova today. So to talk about like entrepreneurship and resilience with you, Alicia. Thank you so much. It's a great honor for me.
Yes, but shall we start at least for the people, for the viewers that do not know a lot about Tunis? You give us a little bit of the background of how Tunis is and how large is the capital? Because we are going to mainly focus on the capital. That's where you work. Is that correct?
Yeah, I'm working from Tunis. I'm based in Tunis, and I was born in Tunis too. So I'm really bad person when it comes to number, but I mean like Tunisia is like the whole country. I mean, if we talk about Tunisia, it's really small country, and I can check about the population because I mean, like I know it's such a shame, but
But it's about what, 11 million. That's close to it, right?
yes, yeah.
The population is approximately what I've heard and what I've learned. The population is approximately 2.7.
Yeah, and in Tunis we have like 1.05 like since 2014, but I think like since that we have got a lot of births. So we have new babies, we have new people joining the Tunisian community. So yeah, it's I mean like when we talk about Tunis, people think that it's a really big country, it's a really big capital, but still it's small and yeah. So this is Tunis.
How do you, and you are the CEO of Startup House Tunis. Tell us a little bit about what does your organization do in Tunis and how do you help startups and different entrepreneurs?
Yeah, so definitely I'm the CEO of Startup House Tunis, and but also the head of Tunisia for Impact. Impact is a German NGO created in 2013 by Matthias Rudvin and Sebastian Nobacha. And the idea behind the NGO is like to support entrepreneurs in the MENA region, which means North Africa and the Middle East, and in order to create more sustainable jobs after the Arab Spring in general. So we started with a mentoring program for startups, which connects startups from the MENA region with Europe, provide them with mentors, experts, and allow them to travel a little bit to discover the different ecosystem. We start with Tunisia, Egypt, and Germany, and today we are in Tunisia, Egypt, Jordan, Morocco, Germany, Switzerland, and Austria. And last year, actually, we were like running our mentoring program, and still we have like alumni. So we want like to create a space in downtown Tunis because we are based in downtown Tunis, at the heart of the city center. The idea is like to create them like a physical space more than connecting them. So we thought about Startup House as more than a co-working space in partnership with the Vista Villa Foundation. And then we found the venue and we created from E to Z. And it provides co-working spaces, meeting room, events, but also mentoring because we do run the international mentoring program, but also in Tunisia this year with the Nauman Foundation, we start a national mentoring program to empower entrepreneurs in the marginalized area of Tunisia. So this is basically what we do.
Okay, so as I understand, there are so many activities that you organize, but how do you work with them on building resilience? Because right now we are talking, many organizations are supporting them with regard to ability, expertise, and it's very interesting how they do that. And I would love to know how do you help them overcome the obstacles? Because it's a really important part of building their attitudes and building their the psychological part of it.
I think that I would change from the place because there is like construction site. So I will move a little bit. Sorry.
Okay, we are live, and you can see that we are moving around.
Moving around. So I can. I need to find a place to talk actually. So I will be there.
Okay.
Oh, actually, I can show the people who are showing us. This is our space actually, and this is the kitchen. And then we have the private office, and upstairs in the mezzanine is the co-working area. So we were talking about how us as an NGO, as a space, a startup house, we are like helping the entrepreneurs to build resilience. But first of all, let's define what is resilience. The resilience, it's a psychological state of mind, skills, that many people do have, and most of them, they don't know that they do have resilience, is the ability to cope with stress and challenges and hard time in our life. And to build this resilience, many people do have this naturally, and they have like this ability to go through challenges, the hard time in life, etc. But we found out, like many recent research showed, that you can learn to be resilient, and every one of us is able to be resilient. So our main activity, for example, I can tell you something about, for example, how today the co-working space can help the entrepreneurs to be more resilient. Because when you say co-working space, you say community, you say network, you say people with different backgrounds, with different challenges, etc. So now they told me that I can go back to the meeting room, which is great. Okay, just a sec.
So we are moving around. You can see, you can get a chance to see the co-working space from Tunis, and this is.
Yeah, it's really dynamic, and you need like really to adjust your work. I mean, regarding to the different challenges that we are facing every day. So I was telling you, it's like a mental reservoir of strength to avoid the falling apart. And as a co-working space, our main goal is to build a strong community which allows the different entrepreneurs, like going through different challenges and building their business, to be more strong and to face, I mean, the breakdown, and to deal with the change, with the loss. So this is it, like from our different activities, like it could be like workshops, it could be events, it could be yoga session, it could be even sharing lunch together or breakfast. It's like making this community as a support for the different entrepreneurs. So this is how we see and how we want to build more resilient entrepreneurs for the future.
So how do you get them to talk actually about their problems that they go through? Because people, when it comes to depression or anxiety, they're not really eager to talk about that. How do you get them? How do you get them to put themselves out there and start talking about these important issues?
Actually, also I have a background in psychology. Actually, I'm a clinical psychologist, which means like I worked a lot with patients going through, because when people hear resilience, they automatically talk about people who are like victims of war, of natural catastrophe, etc. But on a daily life, we need to be resilient. And how we encourage our community to talk. Me, to be honest, like I start to do it individually. I mean, like even like for a time for a cup of coffee, or the time like we go to buy something outside together or have lunch. I always try to motivate them to talk about their mental health. because we live in an environment and a culture which failure is seen as a big catastrophe. As an entrepreneur, you're not allowed to fail. You're not allowed to lose money. You're not allowed to lose your team. So this leads the entrepreneur on themselves to not talk about their problem, to not talk about depression, to not talk about like suicide, not talk about like the different addiction, alcohol, etc. So this is like something that most of the people are afraid to talk about. And today we can say, yeah. So, and today entrepreneurs are like strong person, but at the same time they're really vulnerable, because they're like, in the same time they need to succeed in their business, but on the other hand they need to stay strong to show people, hey, even like I have a problem to access to the market or access to finance, I need always to have a big smile on my face, or which is not true.
And at the same time, if you have to all the time constantly keep that face to the outside world, which means that it can lead to burnout. People are draining themselves out of the emotional resources, psychological resources. So it's really hard for them to share, as you said, because in Moldova it's the same. The cultural background is not really supportive of the failure in terms of entrepreneurship. So, so how do entrepreneurs that you know gather the strength and find sources for their resilience to be able to be flexible at the same time in order to respond to the market, but at the same time to be very resistant to the challenges that come across your path?
I think that most of the
Yeah.
sorry.
Yes. How could you come up with several examples just of sharing that with us, so we can make we can get an understanding?
Okay, so I mean, like it's been 2 years now. I'm working for impact and like supporting entrepreneurs in a different way, and in through different activities. And most of our entrepreneurs here in Tunisia, for in general, as I told you, they have like the big fear of fail, which means most of them, they do not have the courage to try things, to take risks, etc. And but in the same time they're like struggling to show that I want to take risks, so how can I do it and not seen in the same time as a failure person. So I saw three main things. This is stick to the community. Most of the entrepreneurs who are like part of community of co-working spaces are more successful than the entrepreneurs who are like their private offices. I mean, they are isolated and they are like only with the team and etc. Because if you have an office, you will not have the opportunity to meet other people coming from different fields, developing different business, etc. So this kind of cultural and sharing experience, it allows you to say, hey, I've been through this, I can share my experience, and the other person, it's the peer-to-peer learning. How can you like, I mean, nurture your experience through others' experience? This is very important. The second thing is like the most successful, resilient entrepreneurs, they are the entrepreneurs that are like a big problem solver. I mean, like they not only talk about problems, but they come with different solutions. They do have questions, but they also are able to find answers. So this is like, it could be part of the resilience. And the third point, I think, and I think it's the most important, is to establish goals. I mean, like successful entrepreneurs from our community, they really know what they want to do in 6 months, in 1 year, in 5 years. And we know that, for example, in Tunisia, our market is an MVP market, which means like you have your test, your minimum viable product, and then you expand to other markets. It's impossible to think your business only for the Tunisian market. Otherwise, you want to buy, something really local. But for our entrepreneurs, and this is what we want them to learn, to see that the main goal now, it's my MVP. I will try it on the market. I will have my first feedbacks, and then I want to expand. for the MENA region market, for the Arab market, for the European, Asian, whatever. It's really important for them. And I think that this is like part of the resilience, to establish the goals and to see how or where I want to be in 6 months, where I want to be in 1 year. It helps you to understand your different challenge and to solve your problem beforehand, and not like finding yourself having the problems and not having the ability to solve these problems. So this is like what we saw in our community.
So as I want to resume in a way, because it's very important what you said. It's my opinion. It's about a lot about the community. First of all, the second of all, it's about collaborative solutions, and the third one, establish common goals, right? And establish
Definitely, yes.
goals that are defined, that are in a way integrated into the common goals. It's very curious that communities play such a large role right now in helping entrepreneurs manage their stress. And manage and be supported at the same time in this with the community, and work together and find resources of inspiration in the community. Yeah. What would be besides the community itself? What would be the sources of inspiration for entrepreneurs in your community?
The inspiration, I think that their own work on itself is an inspiration, because as you know, entrepreneurs are like solution providers. I mean, if me, I will create a product, or I will offer a service. I mean, like I'm helping people by offering them solutions through my product, through my business. So I think that the fact that our entrepreneurs are able to find a sense of purpose in their life. I mean, like I need to give sense in my life, and that this is the question I was asking myself: why this person can be an entrepreneur and why this person cannot be an entrepreneur? It's not like this person is more important or smarter or more wise than the other person, but I think that the fact to decide to be an entrepreneur is the fact that I'm a change maker. Even like if I will develop websites, because this is like change maker. So this is it. Yeah.
So you think, yes, from what you said, you have to have a clearly defined mission and a clearly defined impact and value that you bring to the customer and to the society in order to keep yourself engaged over a longer term, right?
Yes, definitely.
And how do you transmit that from yourself as an entrepreneur, as a founder, as a leader to the team? How do you see entrepreneurs passing that from their own perspective to the teams, to working with the teams?
Actually, it's a really, really big challenge for me. Like since March, like I'm the CEO of Startup House, which means like I need to build a team. And the most challenging is to keep this team motivated to do the work. You know that, Alicia, like being part in a co-working space is like having no rest and having no office, you know, to hide. I mean, like, I'm really happy today to have this call because I have the opportunity to stay in the meeting room, which is something like really, really impossible. It's not like I don't want to do it, but I mean, like, I'm really involved with my team. I'm really involved with the community, and I feel like I'm very good in that. So it's the fact that, yeah, it's always like people are approaching you to talk to you, to ask you even about like their personal life, not necessarily something related to the co-working or the development of their business, etc. So me, what I found out, and I found out also from the hearing the other entrepreneurs pitching and talk about their teams, and most of the time now when we talk about pitch perfect, the first thing that we need to show to investors or to in competitions or whatever, it's talk about vision. The fact that you can build a vision about your own entrepreneurial journey, vision about your startup, vision about your business, it will be easy for you to find the right person to join your team. Because I'm really against the fact that only hiring people just for their expertise or their experience. It makes no sense. They will work for you like 6 months, 1 year. You will lose money because you will pay him. And then after 1 year, he will look for another challenge. I mean, I think, and this is like what we try, even with Impact. Now we are a very big team, like based in different countries. I mean, we try to share different dreams in the same time. It's not like only the dream of the founder, the co-founders of Impact. It's also my dream. It's also the dream of my colleague from Egypt, etc. And I think that to have a strong team, it's really important to share the dreams and the vision. And then you can hire even 1,000 people in your team.
And you can integrate them, right? You need to integrate them.
Yes,
All the
definitely.
dreams, because otherwise it's one dream can pull into one direction and the other one into a second direction and the third one into a different. But the idea is that teamwork is and team support, I think, is the pillar of success to any venture. And to any venture, and it is important in the times of bootstrapping to find the proper team for your idea, but also for yourself as a founder.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like the most important, I think that to have, like, as you said, like we started with on Startup House, we're still now very, very small team. We are 3 people working on the project, and we're trying to get more partners and to have more money to develop and to hire a bigger team, etc. But I think that the most important is like you try to link your team emotionally speaking, not related only on the task. I mean, like, I want to see my team, and this is what I see every day. Like, even like we finished yesterday late, we have an event where we went home at 11 p.m. You will see everyone at 7 a.m. here working and smiling because they feel they are home. They're like their contribution to build this space, to make it nice for everyone. It's something really important. It's very emotional also because even with my team, I do share personal stuff. I can come in the morning and tell them, okay, I cried yesterday. I'm sorry. I felt like I was alone and it's hard for me. It's the end of the year, etc. So the fact that you are sharing something, I mean, very intimate, it's try to create a stronger connection between the different members of the team. And some people, they will say, hey, no, you are going too far by doing this. And I'm seeing the results, so why not? Why be afraid to talk about emotion in work? So this is it.
But at the same time, this openness comes from you as a leader, as the social entrepreneur, let's call you like that, because you are the one leading the company, leading the community, and you set an example for the community that they can be open about their emotions, they can be open about their concerns, and put them on the table so you can discuss and you can together find some solutions in matters related either to professional, either to business or personal. So I think one of the aspects that you really mentioned right now is entrepreneurs and leaders should be able to set an example and be open, share, and find together with the team good solutions in order to be able to withstand the obstacles.
Definitely, yes.
Do you have a note, because right now we are in times of holidays, do you have a note for those people that are celebrating different holidays this winter and entering a new year? Would you like to tell them something?
Yeah, well, okay, I didn't expect this question, but I mean, like for me, there is no holidays now for this year. Maybe I will take holidays later in January. As you know, like the end of the year for an NGO is a lot of reporting and a lot of, thinking about. I mean, we will take the next week, me and Miriam, our manager. She's a really, really great person, and Yes, Startup House is running by women, which is something great because you do have the power to do it. And the next week it will be strategy for the next year, which means like I would love to celebrate. And but I think that what I want to say, like just a thought about this year and maybe something that I will use it to build the next year challenges is more openness. I mean, like you need to be open. And I think like, I don't believe that this entrepreneur is a social entrepreneur or the other one is not a social entrepreneur. I believe that everyone could be a social entrepreneur. Even your business on itself, it's not legally speaking social enterprise.
Exactly.
But being more open, being more aware about the different
Challenges. Yeah, I lost it.
really, really hard time for everyone in this earth. I mean, like it was like wars, different crises, catastrophe, etc. But I think that I do believe in the local impact. I mean, like if you're not able to change the world, which is impossible. I mean, we are not Dalai Lama, we are not Gandhi, we are not like this kind of huge icons that the history of the human being. I mean, so one day, but I think that if you are able to create a local impact, even with your family, even with your kids, even with your team, I think this like will be the most amazing contribution that you can give to this humanity. And never, never underestimate what you can do. Even you are like selling bread or you're selling honey or whatever, you are contributing to a very big chain of humans. So yeah, let's keep rocking even for the next year and even for the next 5 years. We will talk.
I'm losing you, Amal. And in order not to lose you at all, I'm just going to wish you at the same time so you can fill up your cup with energy to get a little bit of rest anyway, because otherwise you will start a year without energy, without the strength, and just to enjoy it. And I'm sure you will. And I am sure that you will enjoy it the beginning of the year. So wishing you great holidays, and I hope we can get you back before it ends. So you can wish the people all the best. But if we cannot, then I will do that on your behalf, and maybe you can write people a little down there just to let them know that you wish them a lot. What do you wish them for? We need to close down because it seems that the connection was interrupted and we lost Amel for right now. But I hope Amel is going to write down everything, and we're going to meet each other again within 1 month to discuss about the following topic linked with self-management for entrepreneurs and building entrepreneurial attitudes. Have great holidays and step right into the new year, and find yourself a community that is going to support you along that way. Be open to discuss your issues, because you can find, in collaboration with your community members, you can find solutions to your problems. Set out clear goals. And those were several of the advices given out by Amel, from her to you, and wishing you the best of luck. Have a nice 2017 and see you then. Bye bye.